What's up, bud?
Paper shop.
Okay, you? Good to see you too.
Yeah, I don't know.
like to call to order the Public Works meeting for Tuesday, January 14th. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Chairman Mike Poore, Vice Chairman Bob Iverson,
Here.
Alderman Mike O'Kane,
Here.
Jim Pichard,
Here.
Carolyn Wands,
Present.
Heidi Wilson,
Present.
Ed Butler,
Present.
6 present.
6 present. We have a quorum. Move for approval of the minutes. Anyone like to make a motion to approve the minutes?
So move.
Second.
Been made in second. Any questions or concerns? No. Then voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Am I the only
Okay.
one?
You're
Wait,
it.
did I move too
Hey,
fast?
you were-
Sorry. I spaced
We're
out.
counting you as a majority.
I'll take it.
Girl, you
I'm
on
speaking
today.
for everybody today.
Got it.
How about the agenda? Any questions or concerns or changes? I hadn't heard anything different, so I would move that we approve the agenda. Need a second.
Second.
All those in favor, this time saying aye.
Aye.
Much better. Yeah. Chairman's comments. Oh, audience comments first. Hi, audience. You got anything to say? Okay. Did you get any official cards?
We have no cards.
Okay. On my comments, I just wanted to say, as I've gotten older, it's been harder and harder to do anything in this kind of weather. And I just want to say we should all give a prayer to and thanks to Public Works people, the police, the fire department, all the city people who are out there in this horrible weather, keeping us safe. And we do appreciate it every day.
Yes. Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else have anything for the good of the cause? Okay. Approval of the payrolls. It's for January 10th and the 25th. I'll make a motion that we accept the payrolls. Any second?
Second.
And any questions on those? We do need a roll call for that one, right? Okay. Roll call, please.
Alderman O'Kane,
Yes.
Pichard,
Yes.
Wands, Wilson,
Yes.
Butler,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
6 yes.
6 yes, motion carries. And we have the vouchers payable, special run for the 8th, and then the regular run for the 14th. Again, I'd make a motion to approve those. Anyone like to second?
Second.
Yeah, motion and a second. Any questions, comments, concerns? So you guys all want to get home where it's warm, right? Okay, we need a roll call on that too, don't we? Okay.
I was played in there.
Alderman Pichard,
Yes.
Wands,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Butler,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes,
O'Kane,
Yes.
6 yes.
6 yes. Okay, public transportation. Steve White, you've got something for us tonight?
Yeah, the only thing I got besides the report, you guys will be seeing engine replacement on one of our Gillig buses. The head cracked, and to replace it, to get all the work done, it's cheaper just to buy a new motor. So you'll be seeing that come across. It's right at $45,000. But in previous years, you could do a refurbished motor for the same amount, but you didn't get no warranty. So you guys will be seeing that pretty quick because we need to get it done.
I know you mentioned it before, but we are getting a couple of new ones also when they
Yes,
arrive.
I just received an email this week through the CVP program. We'll be getting 4 new 550s, hopefully within the next 3 months.
Good.
And those can't come quick enough because our Fords are about done.
Yeah.
And the motor that we got to replace, life expectancy is about 300,000, and we got right at 364. So we've got our money's worth out of it. It's just time to replace it.
Yeah.
I got a question there too. Yeah, Steve, do we have any electric buses?
We do not know.
Oh, we don't, okay.
And to do that, we're talking a whole new facility.
Oh, really?
I mean, because the facility we have now, all the electric that is needed to run those chargers, we would have to start from ground zero. I mean, don't get me wrong, it'd be nice to have some, but
I saw Champaign got a bunch of money there to get a few of them.
that's that U of I money.
That worked.
And I've seen a few, being at shows.
Yeah.
They would be nice to have, but unfortunately right now we're going to have to stick with what we got. A new Gillig now is about $250,000. One of the electric ones, you're reaching, by the time you get everything set up, $450 a bus, initial setup. So it's quite expensive to take on, but, they pay for themselves in the long run. But unless there's some real big grants out there, we'll be riding around like we are.
Okay.
And that's how Champaign got theirs. They got a big grant.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, anything
Thanks,
else?
sir.
Thank you. Public Works, Dave Rui. You guys haven't had anything to do this week, right? Approving a CDBG sub-residential agreement and accepting a contract for a homeless housing rehab project at 123 Payne Avenue. That's the dwelling place. Go ahead, make the motion to accept that. Need a second?
Second.
Okay. So you've got a dual resolution here. It is an application from the dwelling place to apply for this project and the actual bid itself for the work to be completed. The project at hand is at 123 Payne Street, and it is a complete and total rehabilitation of a single-family residential home. The project will host, we're calling it transitional housing, for homeless individuals to have a place to live, or families. And I know that, and come next Tuesday, the dwelling place will be able to better provide a description of their services. But as I know it, they push them into employment, they give them a place, get a roof over their head, and hopefully use that as transitional housing. This is the third of two that they've already rehabilitated. This one was the biggest one for them to financially take on. They had a roof installed on it. We have to make a couple of repairs on that, but all the rest of it needs to be completely repaired. We received 2 bids or proposals back on this project. One, which is proposed tonight, is $89,335, and the other was for $124,000. So there's a pretty substantial difference between the two. We went over the itemized listing from the contractor, and we feel comfortable that he'll be able to complete this job within that number. There's always things that pop up that are underneath the wall, so that's why they build a 10% contingencies into the purchase orders. But yeah, really excited for this. Any questions for this?
Yes, that's a 2-story house.
It is a 2-story home. The second story is not being utilized, and we do not have the budget to make it livable. But what we do have, it's full of trash right now, insulation. We're going to weatherproof it to make sure it's going to be long lasting, get it cleaned up, remove all the insulation that's sprayed everywhere, get some plywood sheeting down so it's safe. But due to the financial constraints of the CDBG dollars, it would have been an extra several tens of thousands of dollars to finish the second floor, and all there is a main space and a bedroom. There wouldn't have been really much use for it.
And so the top floor there then is still good and habitable or good condition?
The second floor? No, it will not be livable. We are going to install a locking door so the residents cannot access the second floor.
The second floor actually has very, very little usable space. These homes are within a half a block of my house, and they have done a fantastic job on the first 2. And like Logan said, this is the largest one, and it was in the worst shape, in my opinion. So it is going to take, I'm thrilled that it came in at 89, because I really thought it would come in a little bit more, hopefully under 100. But it is totally needs done. I mean, it's a good solid structure, but there's nothing to work with as far as being there. They just have to kind of start all over.
It's a complete gut job.
But it's a 3-bedroom, I believe, and the one in the front, and then 2 on each side of one on each side of the bathroom, and it's I think it's well worth putting our attention to it, and the dwelling place does a beautiful job of screening and putting the people and helping the people, and there's certain rules and certain expectations out of them. You just don't go there and live, and they have to strive towards certain goals too. So living within sight of them and being able to watch what they've done with the first 2 homes, it's a beautiful sight, and they're doing a good job.
The other great thing about this is that we'll finish cleaning up that block, so we'll have another solid block of homes that are in good shape. And with everything the dwelling place and the church First Press have done to help people in that area, this is, I think, a great way for us to give back and help our citizens as well.
So I did explore the option, which I learned through this process through CDBG funds. We're not even a qualified community to build new homes. But I wanted to explore it to understand the value to be had here. Through talking with a couple of bankers and things like that, the cost of a new construction home, it's no longer, we thought 100 to 125 was high. We've gone over to 200 to 225 a square foot. So this home being built brand new would likely cost $300,000 to $400,000.
What other homeless shelters do we have currently open right now for the men and women that's up and running?
The only other one that we have besides the dwelling place is the Cross Point at the Y.
And where is it located?
In the old YWCA downtown,
Okay,
here over on Hazel Street.
Okay.
Day Spring as
And
well.
they're not open yet, no.
Okay.
We have been working with them to try to procure insurance. For example, our risk manager reached out to all of our insurance partners and sent out an email saying, we have this need in our community. What might you be able to do or help? I've spoken to, for example, Robert Boyd and several other local insurance agents, and the problem is a lot of companies will not insure this type of unit, for that type of use. So we're working hard. Kathy's doing everything that she can to try to help them find someone as well. And Brother Boyd has given us a couple leads also.
And the dwelling place isn't technically a homeless shelter.
Right.
They do Mondays and Fridays, and they can come there and get clean, do their laundry, have meals, get some training, but they don't have any overnight there anyway.
They're in the houses. Alderman, you had, Vice Mayor Teague also has.
I just say that my wife comes home every night and she cringes at the thought of these people having to sleep outside or wherever, their cars or whatever it is. And there's lots and lots of these people, and each one we get off the street and help is going to be a good thing.
Absolutely.
Alderman Vice Mayor Teague.
And First Press has really stepped up because they donated the houses, right?
Yeah.
That was a big start.
Yeah. Vice Mayor.
I was looking at the paperwork, and it looks like some of the text when it was recreated for the paperwork was cut off. I'm looking at questions 17 and 19. So I was just wondering when we get the full, when we get it in the packet for next week for the full meeting, if we can actually get the full answers.
17 and 19?
Yes.
Oh, because it's a PDF fillable. Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Thank you.
So it's the computer's fault.
Yeah, well, and probably mine as well for not catching it, yeah.
Any other questions, concerns? Nope. Okay, roll call.
Alderman Wands,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Butler,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Bouchard,
Yes.
6 yes.
6 yes, motion carries. Next resolution is approving a proposal for engineering services for the Lynch Creek and Blue Cross Blue Shield pumping stations rehabilitation. Is that one yours, Logan, or?
No, I'll take this one.
Chairman, you need to.
I'm sorry, I didn't get a motion. I would move that we accept that. Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you.
Okay. These are two pump stations that were put in place back in the 90s, so they're pushing 30-plus years old, so they're due to get replaced. The Lynch Creek is south of AutoZone. It's by that railroad loop just north of Main Street, and then Blue Cross Blue Shield, obviously is by Blue Cross Blue Shield. And so we're going to target to try to eliminate the Blue Cross Blue Shield. So part of the proposal with the consultant is to look at, to see if it can be gravity flowed across Main Street over to the Lynch Creek. Because Blue Cross Blue Shield only serves Blue Cross Blue Shield. So if we can eliminate it, so that's what we're going to try to do here. But we're going to definitely upgrade the Lynch Creek and hopefully eliminate the Blue Cross Blue Shield if it shows that it's feasible and cost effective to do that. So that's what this, and this is for consulting fees to do that work, design.
Do these pumping stations serve all the hotels and motels out there, or is that?
No, actually, the Lynch Creek just catches everything to the north of Main Street there. That's all it collects, because that's a low area, and then it discharges up to AutoZone. Blue Cross Blue Shield just picks up the Blue Cross Blue Shield building, which is south of Main Street, and it actually discharges over by Thiessen Krupp there.
Okay. Any other questions? No. 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 Okay. Have a roll call, please.
Alderman Wilson,
Yes.
Butler,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Bouchard,
Yes.
Wands,
Yes.
6 yes.
6 yes, motion carries. Moving on to authorizing payment for the emergency brick pavement patching on Garfield Place. I would make a motion to accept that. Can I have a second?
Second.
Okay, this is, for those that are familiar, Garfield Place is a brick street that is right off of Fairchild Street. And it was brought to our attention that it had some, a lot of bricks that were, brick areas that were in very poor shape, heaving up, and it became a public and safety hazard. We initially found 4 areas, so we got quotes to get this done on an emergency basis because it was in real bad shape along the edges of the pavement. And so we got 3 quotes. Big O won the quotes, and we ended up finding another area as we were doing this, so we ended up doing 5 areas, and that's what this resolution is about, to pay for that work.
I did check with Vice Chairman, and he's just coughing, but he's okay. Yeah, I made sure that. Any further discussion? Yes.
So now, so you're gonna just patch, you're not gonna, the whole block does not need attention? I mean, and how would that affect the rest of the bricks?
Well, they actually removed the brick entirely in the patched areas, put concrete underneath the concrete base, and then put the bricks back in place to retain the integrity of the brick pavement along Garfield Place.
Yeah, okay, so that's the whole block.
Yes, the whole block is brick.
Right, right.
But the areas that were in bad shape, we removed and replaced them, and integrated back into the existing brick there.
Oh, okay, okay, there, so you didn't have to do all the bricks in the whole
No.
blocks in, I see, gotcha.
Yeah.
Any further discussion? Yes, Alderman O'Kane.
Do those streets have storm sewers and such? Or are they just all, the gutter runs?
Yeah, they just got
anyway?
gutters and they pitch, I think, honestly, I'm not sure. I know part of it pitches towards Fairchild Street, and it may, as you get up half block, it may pitch to the north.
It runs down to an intersection, then storm sewers go into that, okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Any further discussion or debate? A roll call vote, please.
Alderman Butler,
Yes.
Iverson, O'Kane,
Yes.
Bouchard,
Yes.
Wands,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
5 yes.
5 yes, the motion carries. Item 9D is a resolution amending purchase order to Farnsworth Group for Garfield Park design revisions and bidding. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second? Is there a second?
Second.
So this one's just, so originally when the original bid came in, Garfield Park design and everything, and the bid came in higher. It was decided, okay, we're gonna reject the park bid, do a little redesign for that, and then go back out for bid once we get organized and know where we're at, where we land with in respect to the pool. So that number came back. So Farnsworth basically gave a budgetary estimate. After we received drawings back, we required some redesign of a few areas to better fit the community's needs, and that's where this $8,000 is reflected as a change to that. So this particular past engineer Cole set up a PO for the $19,900, and after the job was all said and done and they sent the bill, it ended up being a little bit higher than that. So this is basically to modify that purchase order so that we're able to establish that. So then, just so that you guys are all aware, there's already a purchase order that was established way back originally when they started designing everything that still has money left over for the construction portion of the engineering phase. For them, they have, I've gotten with them to kind of ensure they still feel like, hey, we're well within our ability to complete the project under that PO. So we shouldn't, as of right now, unless there's something major that happens, which, knock on wood, you never know what you run into. But as of right now, we feel like this will be the last change for Farnsworth there, and we should be good to go. So.
And so what are you designing?
This was for the redesign of Garfield Park. So originally there was a park design done when it was originally bid out as the park and pool combined. The bid went out and it was a whole bid. Things came back where it was higher than what was expected, and that was during COVID where everything shot up in price. So we accepted the pool portion and decided not to award the park portion, and decided to redesign the park and just scale it back a little bit and put it out for bid. So that's what this is.
Okay, so now when you're saying scaling back, what are you scaling back? For more sidewalks, for more?
To be honest with you, I wasn't really involved in the original, but I can tell you that the current scope of things is pretty substantial still. There's still everything that has been discussed here in the last couple of months is still the football field, different playgrounds for kind of different age groups, the walking path, the sidewalks and everything that connect everything. And then there's also a big redesign I know that did happen was they had a lot of parking kind of north of the pool that they were going to utilize for football when football games happen and all that. And it was pretty substantial. We actually moved that so that there won't be a parking lot there, and there will be a parking lot that's actually to the east of the pool building, which puts it closer to the football field. Oh, sorry. Closer to the football field and closer to the front door of the pool, allowing handicap parking right there at the front, right next to the front doors of the pool. And so we think that ends up being a better fit too. So
That was at the request of the community and
Yeah.
the football programs as well.
And so that would be less parking then, or, I mean,
Be more parking.
it ends up being a little bit more parking, the way they ended up laying it out. Yeah. So the other change, to be honest with you, I don't even know what the other changes were. I don't really remember.
Other than maybe less sidewalk, we might have cut some
Yeah,
sidewalks out.
I think there is a little bit less sidewalk, but everything's interconnected. And as we've said before, going through this, the basketball courts will remain, and the whole park is basically designed around that location of where those are. So there will be a walking path that loops around the courts, and next to the courts is where the playgrounds will be, and there will be a big walking loop.
Yeah, but you said that you don't know everything that's being changed there, but there's some paperwork.
There is, yeah. I just don't know off the top of my head right this second.
okay,
I could go look and let you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I mean, what's it, $19,000?
No, yeah. So
I mean, we paying somebody for redesign, and we don't know what.
Yeah, that was done under Engineer Cole.
Yeah.
I had no part in the project whatsoever until he announced he was leaving. So I don't have a super good handle on that, but these changes were put into place by him during the redesign and everything. So since we've had that redesign done and I've been involved in it, that redesign's done, and then we had to do some additional redesign as well.
Yeah, we can get you the old version versus the new version and the comparisons of what was actually redesigned. We can do that.
Yeah, okay.
I had a phone call just today, and the gentleman said he was going to call all the aldermen. I don't know if he did or not. He had a concern about, why we keep putting more money out toward Garfield and how many more major projects we have that's going to be out there and all the money that's going into one area. And I tried to reason with him a little bit and don't know how far I got, but then he got off on the fire trucks that we don't need fire trucks, so I didn't take his comment too life-threatening. You know what I'm saying? Whenever they say we don't need all these fire trucks coming in and all this kind of stuff, that's where they lost me. But I told him I'd try to come up with an answer. I don't know how many more projects actually is targeted for Garfield that's major above this one right here. The rest of it's just sidewalks and small additions. Pretty much. I mean,
yeah.
Everything else has pretty much been awarded. We'll have to award for playground equipment and such, but that's from grant funding.
Yeah.
For the project.
You got Dines
Park construction and Dines relocation are the only two items right now that are left for Garfield Park.
Yeah. Well, I know the public doesn't understand a lot of things naturally whenever they don't sit in on a meeting and not aware of what's going on. Of course, you get a little feedback from some of those people and they just don't have a clue. I can't always explain things like someone else can. So I was I told him, I said, I'll try to get some kind of answers for you, but I said, I think we're winding up out there, And of course, their big complaint is a hole in the ground out there on the east side that's used 3 months out of the year. Well, I hear that, but I mean, we still did what we thought we'd done. I think Danville's better for it.
I think the thing that I would just remind people too is that this is our busiest park in the entire community. just the kids that are brought in from youth football alone are probably 300 or 400. So when we talk about our youth and giving them something productive to do, this is important, especially in that neighborhood, because a lot of different neighborhoods feed into there. It's kind of almost in the middle of about 4 or 5 different neighborhoods. So that is the park for a lot of our kids in Danville, and a lot of our recreational opportunities happen there. And also, I think the other thing is we have other teams coming to our community from Champaign, from St. Joe, from other places. And I think that this gives us a way to highlight and show off Danville, that we can compete with the best of them, and that we have something for our kids to be proud of too.
Absolutely, sure.
Other questions? No? Roll call, please.
Alderman O'Kane,
Yes.
Pashard,
Yes.
Wands,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Butler,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
6 yes.
Thank you. Any items of information from Public Works?
I wanted to let everybody know, you probably noticed that South Street, Walnut to South Street, still closed. And the contractor ran into some underground utilities, one being the 12-inch water main was not in the location that the plan showed. And so it was in the way of constructing the 15-inch sanitary, which is around 20 feet deep. So, and that held things up for about 3 weeks. We also ran into it was about a 4 foot by 4 foot, or maybe 4 foot by 5 foot concrete conduit or box structure, I'll call it. And the only thing I can think of was something that went to the old power plant. If you all recall, the power plant used to be where Old National Bank sits. And back in the day, they had large water tanks or tanks there, and it must have been something, but it was right in line with our sanitary as well. So that was a little hiccup. So we ran into a couple things, and I think I had been questioned about South Street getting opened up sometime back in around Thanksgiving, and I told them hopefully by Christmas. Well, ran into a few snags here, but with the cold weather in place, I can't guarantee anything at this point because that's going to be concrete base, and they can't pour concrete in this super cold weather. So hopefully once we get a break in the weather, because they're going to be out heading up Riker behind the Civic Center here starting next week with the sanitary, continuing west. But we can't open South Street back up until we get that pavement patched. Hopefully, once the weather breaks, we can get it patched and get it back open now.
Yeah, I got a question or two. I see right there on the corner of Walnut and English, they're doing some drilling in there, drilling for piping or something there.
Walnut and English.
Well, west of Chittix.
Okay, yeah, it's probably fiber optics, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a few outfits in town doing what they call directional boring for fiber optics or cable. You see that quite a bit.
To put in higher speed internet, Mr. Butler.
Yeah, right. Okay. I didn't know if they was going to dig busted pipe or whatever they're going on.
So that's a good example why I knock on wood for the Garfield Park project. Once you start digging, who knows who knows what's under there and what you run into that is in the way of your original design. So as I've gotten more and more involved in engineering, I find out that happens pretty much on every job, and they just basically expect that things are going to happen, thus for the contingency that we passed when we awarded that project too. So.
Parking lot underneath 74 at Griffin. Is that going to stay like that all winter or what?
Yeah, that's a good question, Alderman O'Kane. I'm frustrated just like you are. I'm going to reach out and see if I can get an ETA when they're, or time of opening.
They
I should say.
They got like 6. They can't work that many pieces of equipment there. They're just like they're stored it there for the winter.
Yeah, and it just
I know.
It's IDOT, I mean.
You don't have the finger on them like you do the other contractors.
That's right. They're hard to push around.
Yeah. And then how far off is Dines to move it?
So we've run into a couple of hiccups with electrical items, ETAs. The switchgear was 260 days out. You know, it's materials, right, that we're running into right now. We were hoping to be finishing up in spring. I would confidently say that I doubt that's going to be the case. This switchgear that's coming in, it's coming from a long ways away, and it's under heavy demand apparently.
Hope it wasn't in California.
Yeah, no, I think it's coming on a freighter. So, I'd like to say in the summertime we'll have them completely moved in. We have update meetings weekly, so we have a good finger on it. There's just a lot of unknowns that the contractors can't even answer right now.
But we can proceed with the rest of the park.
Yeah, so the park's going to proceed without that being an issue. There's basically, everything's kind of designed to where even if that's standing, they can complete the whole project. And once they're moved, we can go in, demo, and restore that area.
Yeah, the sooner the better. I'm not convinced that inflation's over.
Yeah.
Me either.
No, I agree. Everything, if you want to take a look at the completion that's been done on Dines thus far, give me a call. It's pretty fantastic. Over 75% of the concrete foundation has been ripped out and repoured into 12-inch slab. All new electrical, all new heating. The office space has been rehabilitated, put a brand new roof deck on it. So a lot has been done. We're just waiting anxiously.
Anything else from anyone?
I've got a really, really quick one. If you haven't seen an email already, Mumachu, the city's planner, is sending out invites for the 5-year consolidated plan. There's subcommittees to gather public comment and even alderman comment before the draft has even been completed. As a reminder, this is the 5-year plan for how all of the annual allocations for 5 years to come, the dollars are going to be spent. We need to get it right on this plan because this plan is really hard to amend.
Yeah, I'm one of the aldermen on that group, and it's going to be a lot of public input.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of emails, personal meetings, phone calls, every which way you can to get, because people are going to want to know what we're doing, and it's up to them.
Yep,
so
that's right.
It's their chance.
Yep.
Anything else? Anyone? No, we don't have any reason for a closed session, do we?
Sir.
Yep. Items of information. I think I'd like to apologize to people listening on radio and right now because you heard nothing but a bunch of coughing from me. I've been fighting a sinus infection for the last week, so when it hits me, there's not much I can do about it. So I apologize.
We appreciate you powering through, Vice Chairman.
Well, and the reason the chairman isn't here, he's visiting his new grandbaby. He's out of town, so he's got a good excuse for not being here. Anything else?
I have something. I would just like to thank Public Works for all the work they have done in the past few weeks, couple of weeks, with all the snow and everything. And I went out to Public Works today, and I had a great tour of the place. And I would really encourage the aldermen to go out and take a look at what's going on out there. It's really amazing, the equipment that we have, and we should be very proud. Thank you.
Yep, I'll definitely pass that along. I would say I'm definitely proud of the team and just all of the people that it takes to clear snow and do it as quickly and organized as we do, and whether that be parking lots and downtown sidewalks or just streets in general. It takes a lot of people, and it takes not only that. One thing, kind of having done this for the past few years, and you don't realize is when when we might get snow, or it might not even get snow, the amount of people that lose sleep just watching to make sure that they're ready is that, and nothing ever happens. You know, you lose sleep for things that never end up happening is crazy. So we have a lot of people that take a lot of care to make sure that things get done and that we're always out and ahead of things and keep things as safe as possible. So
I hadn't thought about it until I talked to Mr. Carpenter, and he said that, you know, they secure their families and then they're expected to be there. And, you know, we don't very often think about the middle of the night at 2 or 3 in the morning that somebody is called out. And we need to be a little more thankful and grateful to these people that they work so hard for us and make us so that we can get up in the morning and hopefully get out of our driveways. And that's too bad they don't do driveways. But anyway.
There's a lot of people that all of our people take a lot of pride in just making sure that things look good and get done. And yet are there instances where, you know, someone misses a street here and there? That happens. But they care and they're really trying to do their best. And yeah, they do wake up in the middle of the night, and you know, it's always our goal that, man, by the time people are headed to work in the morning, we want to make sure that things are clear and that, you know, roads are safe and ready to traverse. And so every now and again you get those times where it snows right before everyone gets out for the day, and we don't have a chance to do much about it, you know, during the event. So we have a good crew of people that really care about this city and work their tails off to make sure that things are safe and traversable at all times.
I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to say the same thing there too, Dave.
Thank you.
The guys do a good job.
Yeah, they do.
You know, and everything, we really appreciate it.
Yeah.
As well. I have another question there, though.
Yeah.
I noticed the parking lot there with the Vermilion County Park. I see some cones on the east side of the parking lot. I don't know if that area, the concrete cracked or.
So what building are you at?
Yeah, I'm right there.
Are you at the Vermilion County
behind
Courthouse?
The old refrigeration building there? Yeah, it's right across the street there from the hotel. You know, it used to be a hotel there.
On Hazel Street.
Oh, yeah, on Hazel and what's that? Madison.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, y'all see some cones there. They done blocked off the right at Hazel.
The city's parking lot.
Yeah, right there. It's a city parking lot there, but
you might be talking about
Vermilion County. So they parked there on that lot there.
You might. I'm not 100% sure, but there's a big parking lot that a lot of people think that the city owns, that the housing authority actually owns, and they have blocked it off because they couldn't get insurance for it. And so they are not allowing people to park there anymore. We have had some preliminary conversations with Director Vincent and their board about possibly acquiring that for the city so that we could use it again.
Yeah, but now they're still parking there.
Are you talking about just to the south of the Wolford?
Yeah, right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
He wasn't thinking the same parking lot.
Yeah,
we don't own that parking lot. We don't own that parking lot.
Oh, you don't own it.
That's a county. The county owns that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but it's blocked off on the Hazel side.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure why that is.
Okay.
I'd have to follow up. I don't know if that's a city project. I don't know if you know.
Yeah, I know we redone, that sidewalk and areas all around there.
I'll have to follow up on that, and I can get back with you unless.
Yeah, I honestly don't know who, if the county or if that's a private ownership there. I don't know.
Y'all just curious.
Any other comments, questions?
Yeah, let's get ready to go watch some Illinois basketball.
They playing tonight. I don't know about you guys, I'm ready to go home and go to bed.
Me too.
Man, it's too early. Come on, Bob.
I was telling the mayor when I thought I was getting better with my cardiac rehab stuff. Got the sinus infection. That put me back quite a ways, so now I gotta fight all that again. Heidi's shaking her head. She knows how that works. Yeah. I appreciate you all being here. Need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And we are officially adjourned.